Hey, this is Ben Solomon, and welcome to this episode of the Techno Leadership Show. In this episode, I'm just going to be sharing what's been happening. And like the last couple of weeks, I haven't really produced any content. Has just been busy in the sense, yes, I had holidays and then kind of came back, and there's a lot of different things going on that I was researching. But from a technology standpoint, I was contemplating again going back and looking at Linux, which I've used for when I was in my technology roles and senior technology roles. I've used it as NATing servers. I've used Linux in firewall servers and things like that, but I haven't for a long time, probably 10 years or so, attempted to use it as my primary operating system. So now that I've come back into this world, there's been a lot of research that I've done around it to see what's the dominant distro, for example, and spoke to people that I've worked with, people that use Linux on a regular basis, and most of them have said, look, something like Ubuntu would be good, but then your use cases might be slightly different, so have a look at a few. So I've been trying a few of the distros, Ubuntu and its other flavors. They've got Kubuntu, Ubuntu Studio. Just want to try a few things to see what's different and what would work. And then I was looking at Zorin OS, Endeavour OS, Arch Linux, and a few others. So just, that's been taking a lot of my time, and I just completely lost track of what is going on with this podcast, which unfortunately meant a couple of weeks haven't had much to put out. But also, it's not just that, it's from my day job perspective, there's things going on there where I'm integrating technology, also doing account management and sales. So there's a few things going on there that's keeping me busy. And then from a personal standpoint, also looking at other areas that have been of always interest to me, which is health, wellness, other activities around that. So all of that's kept me busy, which meant I haven't given this the kind of focus that it needed. But considering the time that I've had, I've been able to mostly do the research, do the work that I wanted to do, and now I'm in testing phase with Linux. I'm, in testing phase with a couple of other things with health and nutrition, and working on those aspects, but also doing a few courses in between to, work on sleep and other aspects that help with productivity and being even more productive and effective, which is always important. So that's the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes, which unfortunately meant not a whole lot of content, but there's over 100 videos there that provide a lot of useful information on how to be able to, one, get to know yourself, start with that self-leadership aspect, and then go out there and either go into leadership positions for jobs that you want to go into in 2022, or if you're already in a leadership position, on how to utilize the insights of knowing yourself and leading yourself to then lead others. Once we start leading ourselves, leading others becomes easier because they see the example that we set, see the path that we set, see the kind of vision that we set, and are pulled by it. So those are things to consider. If you haven't gone back to previous episodes, please start from season 1. That gives you a lot of self-knowledge, how to figure out your strengths, your weaknesses, how to magnify your strengths, how to shore up your weaknesses so that you can be the most effective that you can be and reach your highest potential. And then walking through that, I've shared my process around how to tackle interviews, how to work on things like resumes and cover letters and all those things like nitty-gritty. I've gone into the details of how I have done it. I have advised others to do it who've gone on to get those sort of roles, and how I would do it if I was going back into those roles at this moment in time with all the things that I know and understand and have experienced. So all of that is there documented there for you to use and learn from, test, try. If you have questions, again, there's in the comments section. I'm more than happy for you to put your questions in, and I can answer that and help you in your progress in technology leadership, even in tech roles, into senior level roles. But also I'm looking at how do I utilize all this that I've learned from bringing in knowledge and wisdom from multiple arenas into leadership, into leading people into this new era where everything is technology driven. Like 10 years ago, yes, we had technology underlying a lot of things, but with everything that happened in 2020, 2021, that dependency on technology has increased, which means people in leadership positions, whether you're in any management role, whether you're in executive leadership roles, or you're in board level roles, unless you understand the impact of that technology driven nature of business and the world, not on a very surface level where you think, oh yeah, everything's got technology in it, but from how it's impacting people and how people want to be led so that they can be most effective, contributing the most to the business that you're leading, while also getting fulfillment and the compensation that they want and deserve. So all of that I'm trying to formulate into something that is, again, useful and usable, and would be sharing that in the future seasons. So that's something I'm working on the background to benefit people in management positions regardless of industry, because I think there is a significant need in the marketplace for people to understand these aspects so that they can actually lead from within and be great leaders. Whether it's a team leader role, whether it's a manager role, whether it's a executive leadership where you're director or vice president or C-level person, or someone on the board, because you need to understand what's going on here to be able to then go board level to say, look, we need certain initiatives to ensure that we get the best results while also giving our staff the best place to work in, a place that they would want to work in and work for, and the company that they want to work for. Creating that. And when you've created that sort of an environment, it reduces the likelihood of people just job hopping for the sake of job hopping. I mean, there is a significant background behind job hopping as well, because they don't see growth, they don't see opportunity, they don't see the potential in an organization. But where you can give them an understanding of what the potential is within the organization and how they can contribute with their strengths is an important aspect. And then with a lot of things going on in the world, I've also been looking back at my own leadership, what has been effective and all that, to what's going on in the world. And I personally believe the amount of secrecy and things that are going on in businesses, in organizations, in various other institutions is not benefiting anyone. It's only creating that sense of division and fear rather than the ability to think, we are all part of the solution and work together. Transparency is a very important aspect. And again, that has to be part of your leadership toolbox to really have engagement with your people, have their trust, because when you are transparent with them saying, this is what's going on, this is where we're heading, and we all need to work together to get there. We can't as individuals just do it all. But as groups, we can do that. But with the amount of transparency that is available, it allows people to see why they're doing what they're doing and what benefit is going to happen, or what value is being created by the work that they're doing, which again contributes to satisfaction in the work that they do and the feeling of, doing something that's worthwhile, which is purpose. And without purpose, people feel lost. That's the thing we've got to think of. As leaders, especially, the onus is on our shoulders. So I'll be working through that and sharing all these perspectives, everything that I've learned from actually being in leadership positions as tech manager, as director of technology, and currently in like a strategic account director role. All of these things, bringing it from the front lines rather than some theory that's written in some university or some other place or some book. This is from the front lines of actually leading people and actually seeing what's working and learning from that and tweaking my own approach in such a way that I'm able to be a good leader to the people that I'm leading and help them achieve the kind of purpose and outcomes that they want out of their lives. Hopefully that helps you out. I'm looking forward to your continued listening and watching over the next few months as I unpack those aspects of leadership and help you ingrain that into you and be the best possible leader that you can be, and also work with your organization to bring about that culture of transparency, openness, so that we can all work together to achieve the best possible outcome for humanity as a whole. Because at the end of the day, each one of us may not feel like we are making a huge impact by ourselves, but there is that one piece of impact that we make then touches the lives of the people that particular job or particular interaction might have had, and that then spreads across, and we have the potential to create a great world where everyone cares about each other and works for the benefit of humanity while still respecting each individual as an individual, with their strengths, with their weaknesses, with their quirks and all that, with their viewpoints and opinions. Respect that, but all work together for the greatest outcome for everyone involved. And yeah, it's not in the mannerism of certain organizations out there wanting to, make it look like they're bringing humanity together while wanting to control it all. This is not about control. This is about transparency and letting go. Anyways, that's where my head's at, and that's what I'll be looking at sharing over the next few months, over 2022, and hoping to impact your life, your leadership, and the people that you lead through that message. I wish you all the best in your journey as a tech professional, manager, and leader. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button so that you're notified of future episodes as they're released. And I look forward to talking to you in the future episode. Have a great day. Take care.